RVBN, the Rich Video Blog Network, home of great topics. RVBN, Billerica, Massachusetts. Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Monday, September 19, 2016, around 7:32 in the evening in Billerica, Massachusetts, at the RVBN Studios in Billerica, Massachusetts. It's still cloudy, but the sun broke out. It was a beautiful sunset, if you got to see it. Tomorrow's going to be warm, 83. Some news from the RVBN Newswire. Broncos linebacker DeMarcus Ware is going to have surgery on his forearm. It's torn. He's going to miss 4 to 5 weeks. That's a big blow for the Broncos defense because it's the best in the league. Team Europe beat Team Czech Republic by the score of 3-2 in overtime at the World Cup of Hockey. Looks like Team Europe is going to advance to the semifinals. And the USA versus Canada game tomorrow is so important for USA. If they lose, they're out of the tournament. They won't advance to the semifinals, which will be a big disappointment, in my humble opinion. And the Las Vegas NHL franchise season tickets are all sold out for 2017-2018. Now they have to get a team name for it. And now that's about it on the news from the RVBN Newswire. I'll be back in a few seconds, but first, these words of interest. Do you want to advertise your business or plug anything you want in between this section? You can if you private message me. You could advertise your own business or have a plug for something special, all on the RVBN video blogs. Contact me, private message me on my Facebook account, YouTube account, or Twitter, or Google+. I'm back. My third and final video blog subject of the night is my personality profile. Tonight's personality profile is about former NHL defenseman and coach and general manager and current broadcaster for the NHL on NBC and NBCSN, Mike Millbury. Mike Millbury played in the National Hockey League for the 1970s and 80s, all with the Boston Bruins. He was part of the lunch pail game, very physical, rough player, defenseman during his time. Eventually he became a coach and a general manager, and now he is a broadcaster. Mike was born and he grew up in Brighton, Massachusetts. He played high school hockey as a defenseman, and he was a pretty good defenseman in high school. He got a college scholarship to Colgate University. He played for them for 3 years. He was a captain in his senior year, and his college stats was 6 goals, 55 assists for 61 points, and he had a lot of penalty minutes, 203. It was a rough, tough, physical player. He was not drafted by any NHL team, so he tried out, and the Boston Bruins signed him. And he spent 1.5 years in the Bruins minor league system, making his debut during the 1975-1976 NHL season. He was known for his rough and tough physical play. He racked up a lot of penalty minutes during his career in the NHL, Mike did. He was not a scoring defenseman. He was more like maybe a little stay-home defenseman, but like a rough defenseman who always would draw penalty minutes. He was involved in a fight in Madison Square Garden in 1979 that he went into the stands for, got suspended by the NHL for that. And Mike did not make any All-Star teams. He never received vote for top defenseman. And he had only one season of 10 or more goals. 10 seasons, he got 10 or more assists. 2 seasons, he cracked the 30 plateau or more. And 8 seasons, he drew at least 100 penalty minutes. Some seasons he would draw 200, which usually led the Bruins in penalty minutes during that time. But he was up like a one defenseman who fit the mold of what a Bruin should be, a rough, tough, physical player back in the 70s and 80s, would be in the lunch pail game. During his final season with the Bruins in 1986 and 1987, Mike split his time between playing and being an assistant coach for the Boston Bruins. He actually co-coached the Bruins for a couple of games with Terry O'Reilly when they fired Butch Goring as coach during the 1986-87 season. Eventually, Terry O'Reilly became coach of the Bruins, and Mike retired at the end of the 1986-1987 season with career stats: 49 goals, 189 assists, 238 points, racking up 1,552 penalty minutes. That's probably the second most penalty minutes in Bruins history. In the playoffs, 4 goals, 24 assists, and 28 points, and 219 penalty minutes. After Mike retired from the NHL, he coached 2 seasons with the Boston Bruins minor league team, which was based in Maine. And then in 1989, when Terry O'Reilly left as head coach of the Bruins, Mike became coach of the Bruins for 2 seasons. He led them to a Stanley Cup Finals in 1990, finishing runner-up for Coach of the Year. He stopped coaching the Bruins in 1991, and he became assistant general manager to Harry Sinden. He was groomed to replace Harry Sinden as general manager, but that did not come to be. Eventually, Mike left the Bruins organization to take over the New York Islanders as GM and president of hockey operations. He was with the Islanders for a number of years. He even coached them a couple of times. He was known for making some bad trades and signing players to ridiculous long contracts. He drafted Roberto Luongo and Dano Chara in the draft, but he let them go because he didn't have the patience for them to become superstars players with the New York Islanders. That was a time when the Islanders were one of the worst teams in the National Hockey League. He also drafted Rick DiPietro as the number 1 pick in the 2000 NHL draft, the first goaltender to go number 1 in the NHL draft overall, and he signed Alexei Yashin, who he traded for getting him from the new Ottawa Senators, signing him to a ridiculous long contract, and Yashin's skills were already on the decline when he went to the Islanders. He eventually got fired from the Islanders in 2006, and his career coaching record with both the Bruins and the Islanders: 146 and 160 with 45 ties. After that, Mike became an analyst for NHL, first for NESN. He did some Bruins games as like the pregame show, as like a guest analyst. He also worked as an analyst for Hockey Night in Canada. And since 2011, Mike has worked for NBC and NBCSN on their studio show, analyzing the games. He's really a big critic of the Boston Bruins. He also appears on Comcast Sportsnet New England for the weekly hockey show with Mike Felger. And he's a pretty good hockey analyst, in my humble opinion. And that's about it on Mike Millbury. And that's about it on these video blogs, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. From the RVBN studios, this is Rich signing off for tonight. Tomorrow's video blogs will be the 1990 movie Problem Child. Gonna review that. Second video blog will be about the former professional wrestling tag team Bad Company / Orient Express. And the third and final video blog on night for the personality profile, Mike O'Connell, former NHL defenseman and former Bruins general manager. Like I always say, keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Broughton guy. Julie Broughton mentioned my name on her Facebook chats again. I'm a big Julie Broughton fan, and she is the woman, like Ric Flair is the man. Ooh! Molly Roseblood of WCCO rocks and has nice legs. Elizabeth Hutz is so stunning, she's the best. Amy Sweezy's awesome Amy. Linda Church of WPIX Channel 11 in New York, such a cougar, got the best legs in New York City. And Bob Gibbs of ABC 11 has a sweet southern accent. And in the words of Bob Redding, former executive director of the Boys and Girls Club of Great Bear, go find something to do. Tonight, watch Rich of RVBN promo. I'll tell you some of the personality profiles coming in October. See ya then.